Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Today Card Making Magic is coming out to play with Crafti Potential, and we're going to make a really pretty shabby chic card in one of my favourite colourways, which is pink and yellow. So from Card Making Magic we're using a couple of the dies. So we're going to have a background with the Quatrefoil, and we're going to make a frame with the ovals, and we're going to do some stenciling with the Flourish. Then with Crafti Potential we're going to create some beautiful flowers and leaves from this set and the word, and we're going to add some beautiful lace to our frame. So the first thing we're going to do is create some flowers, and we're going to use these dies in here. So this is watercolour card, and I'm going to use squeezed lemonade and worn lipstick. I have some water and I have a dryer. So I'm going to create a watercolour effect on this panel. So now that we've got the flowers and the leaves ready, let's make some flowers. The leaves are very easy to shape. You just need to bend them in your fingers, and that will add some definition to your leaves. Now I want these petals to curl upwards, and I want the right side on the outside. So I'm flipping them over, and I'm using a ball tool, and I'm going to stroke down the petals. Now all this does is breaks the fibres in the card and makes it easy for you to shape. So we're just going to push that into the mat, and that now gives us a little cup. Now if you're going to use these flowers as a little bud, you can just glue them together. Make sure that all the petals fold in, and you're just going to glue all three together, and that will give you a little bud that looks like this. But what you can also do is add a pearl to the middle of the first one and glue that around, then add them all together. Make sure that you glue them all in place with the little pearl on top, and that's going to make the centre for a larger flower. So there you've got two ways that you can use this. Now if I was using this just as a bud, I would add a couple of leaves to it just to make it look pretty, but this one is going to go into the centre of a larger flower. This is the one with the pearl in it, and so I would just leave that one as it is. So now let's move on to the next size. Now with this size you can curl it in exactly the same way and add a couple of petals, and that will just create a larger bud for you to use on your cards. But you can also do it this way as well. So I'm going to flip these over and stroke the petals down. Another look for your flowers from the medium sized petals. But if you wanted to, you could take this one with the pearl in it and you can add this to the centre of the flower that you've just created, and that will give you another look for your flowers. And to the back of this you can also add some leaves. So you're just going to curl the leaves and add them to the back of the flower. So now let's move on to the larger flowers. I'm going to take the ball tool and flip the petals over, and again we're just going to stroke down the length of the petal just to break up the fibres in the card. And this just makes it curl a lot easier. Once you have this, you can attach some leaves to the back of it, and that will just add some more dimension to it. But you can also take this and add this to the middle of it, and your little bud, and add your bud to the middle. And there you have a really pretty flower that you can add to your cards. Now for mine, I used the ones with the pearls in them. And I've now got some flowers that I can go ahead and create my card with. So for my card base, I have a 5x7 top folding card, and on this piece I'm going to use the warm lipstick, and I'm just going to add my stencil over this background piece. Now if it doesn't fit, it doesn't matter, just keep it off the edge, because the pattern is so busy that by the time you've added this, you won't know that it's been joined. So this is the panel that will now sit on the front of my card, but to be honest there's not a lot of it that will be seen, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Now from the Quatrefoil die, I've taken the outer piece and cut a layer, and then I've cut another layer with the two pieces together, and I've just glued them so that it looks quilted, and that's also going to sit on the front of my card. From the nesting ovals, I've taken the largest one and the scalloped one, and I've added it to some card. Now as always, if you want your frames to be the same size, then tape your dies together so that they can't move, and that will ensure that all your frames are exactly the same for you to add them together. Now I've cut that 3 times, and I'm going to glue all those as a layer for my card. And I'm also going to cut another layer, but before I do, I'm going to add a stamped pattern to this piece of card. So I've taken the lace background from Crafti Potential, and I've added it to my stamp platform, and I have Victorian velvet. So I'm going to ink up my stamp and add it to my card. So here's another look at the items that we've used. Card Making Magic has played today with Crafty Potential, and the result is a very pretty card for any occasion. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.